Good day. My name is Issa Riadi and welcome back. Today I will be sharing with you about the fourth and the final Messianic miracle. But before we get there, I want to read from Luke 7:11 to 17, and it reads like this. Now it happened the day after that he went into a city called Nain, and many of his disciples went with him, and a large crowd. And when he came near the gate of the city, behold, a dead man was being carried out, the only son of his mother, and she was a widow, and a large crowd from the city was with her. And when the Lord saw her, he had compassion on her, and said to her, "Do not weep." Then he came and touched the open coffin, and those who carried him stood still. And he said, "Young man, I say to you, arise." So he who was dead sat up and began to speak, and he presented to his mother. Then fear came upon all, and they glorified God, saying, "A great prophet has risen among us, and God has visited his people." And this report about him went throughout all Judea and all the surrounding region. Good. Jesus raised the young man from dead. They told the rabbis and the Pharisees, the scribes taught that when a man dies, his spirit hovers around that body for 3 days, and his spirit can come back and be raised from the dead. So that was a miracle, but it was not the Messianic miracle. The Messianic miracle is about when they came to Jesus after they rejected him, as we talked about in the previous Messianic miracles. They came to him and they asked him in Matthew 12:38. Then some of the scribes and Pharisees answered him, "Teacher, we want to see a sign from you." They asked for a sign. But he answered and said to them, "An evil and adulterous generation seeks after a sign, and no sign will be given except the sign of the prophet Jonah. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the great fish, so the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth." And Jesus was talking about the sign of the resurrection, 3 days and 3 nights. And when Mary and Martha sent to Jesus and told him, "Your friend Lazarus is sick to death." But if we read that scripture, it's actually in John 11:1 to 44, and it says that Jesus delayed for another 2 days after he heard the news. But when he get back, Lazarus was dead for 4 days already. So he raised him from the dead on the 4th day. So the spirit, they thought after 3 days, the flesh will start to corrupt, and the spirit will leave the body, and no one can raise him. It's impossible to be raised. But when the Messiah comes, that's what they thought, when the Messiah comes, he will bring a man from the dead after 3 days. And that made a big tumult in Israel. Well, let's go to John 1 to 44. And I'm going to read from verse 25. Jesus was answering Martha, and he said, "I am the resurrection and the life, and who believes in me, though he may die, he shall live. and whoever lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this? And Jesus in verse 39 said, take away the stone. Martha, the sister of him who was dead, said to him, Lord, by this time there is a stench, for he has been dead 4 days. Jesus said to her, did I not say to you that if you would believe, you would see the glory of God? And as Jesus prayed in verse 41, Father, I thank you that you have heard me, and I know that you always hear me, but because of the people who are standing by, I said this, that they may believe that you sent me. 53, after the resurrection of Lazarus, they decided to kill him. And I'm going to read it for you. John 11:53, it says, then from that day on, they plotted to put him to death. And in John 12, verse 10 to 11, it says, chief priests plotted to put Lazarus to death also, because on account of him, many of the Jews went away and believed in Jesus. You know, when Jesus was rejected, and they knew this is a significant miracle, and it was a Messianic miracle, because of fear of their position and their power and their money. And we read that one in John 11:48, the same chapter, verse 48. Look what they say. If we let him alone like this, everyone will believe in him, and the Romans will come and take away both our place and nation. What is their place? Their place of position, of money and power and authority, because they decided, they had to decide everything. But even before that last miracle, Jesus, I think he had a sense of humor. You know, when the 10 lepers came to him, he didn't ask them about their faith, nothing. He said, go your way, show yourself to the priests, and offer, like Moses. When they went, they were cleansed. So they had to go to the rabbis. These are 10 Messianic miracles. For each person, they have to do 7 days investigation that he was a leper, he became clean. Then he had to offer few offerings. Then they will have to declare each and every one for 10 times, even 10 persons. They'll have to declare that 10 lepers became clean. They have to declare that, and 10 times they have to declare that they were healed by Jesus. And the last scripture I want to read to you is about John the Baptist in Luke 7, verse 22. When John sent to Jesus, they asked him, are you the one, or are we waiting for another? And look what Jesus answered them. Luke 7:22, it says, Jesus answered and said to them, go and tell John the things that you have seen and heard, that the blind see, the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, the poor have the gospel preached to them, and blessed is he who is not offended because of me. What Jesus was telling the disciples to go and tell John, that I have performed all the Messianic miracles, my mission is completed. And there we go now. This is the last Messianic miracle. I hope you enjoyed it. And please, if you like this video, just press the like button and subscribe and ring the bell. And may the Lord bless you and keep you and have mercy on you. Good day and bye-bye.